You want to know about my trip? It was life-changing. It was life-changing. Meeting Randy, hanging out with Randy, my Tumsy, in Sri Lanka and India. I came back in a different state. Something happened. I may look the same on the outside, but this was an inside job. Something changed. My consciousness is elevated. My awareness is elevated. I talked for so long about having a relationship with yourself, me having a relationship with myself, and talking about it and talking about it. And when you talk about something, it's all relative to how consciously you are when the experience is happening in the moment. So I was present in the moment with myself in a way that wasn't talking about it. I was never, it was all new to me. So many things are different in terms of my awareness. One of them is that Randy was reading from The Power of Now. So I was like on an audio book, and I was in training to the Eckhart Tolle book, The Power of Now, and in training to Randy. So one of the things that he was talking about a lot, and that we were talking about a lot and laughing a lot about, was how often we live at the surface of things, whether they're in the past or the present, the ups and downs, and the emotional attachment and investment we have towards all the things that are occurring at the surface. And I was able to drop down to a deeper level of consciousness and awareness and be able to watch the waves as opposed to sink into it, and become caught up in the undertow of the wave. My inner state, I've always been a very anxious person and obsessive and preoccupied and worried about paying the bills and how many clients I have and whether I'm successful enough. All of that has dissolved. I'm not worried about it. 75% of my anxiety has dissipated, and I feel really deeply relaxed and at peace, and that everything's okay inside of me. That's what I'm feeling, and it's a very different state. I'm not reacting to things the same way. I'm just enjoying being able to sit back and notice it. Notice what's happening. And if I have something to say about it, it's what's going on with me in the moment. I could share and not share, or do and not do, but I'm not attached, and I'm okay with it all. Whatever's happening, I'm just going with the flow. Another thing that's very, very powerful that I know contributed to this altered state that I'm in right now is a process of disidentifying with it. This is what I went through with Randy. This is in The Power of Now, and this is what Randy and I talked a lot about. It's disidentifying with everything that mattered to me, how I defined myself, what my emotions were attached to, what I felt strongly about, what I worried about, what hurt me, what scared me, whether it's someone dying, whether it's Harriet dying, whatever was going on inside of me. Somehow it feels like it doesn't matter the same way anymore. It doesn't define me the same way. And that's also we talked about dying, letting the thoughts that I have, letting the feelings, the emotions, whatever is going on inside of me with whomever it's going on with, to let those feelings die. And when I let myself die, to take worst case scenario in any of those things, I die, then it's an experience of feeling reborn, and that reawakened, and that I could experience things for the first time, like conversations that we've had, so many conversations that we've had in the past, for example, about moving, about not knowing where I want to live and not knowing where I want to work, and all the things that were keeping me from acting and moving forward, that kept me frozen. I'm freed up right now. I'm in the flow. I believe that everything's okay, and I'm not identified. These things don't define me right now. What's defining me right now is that I'm okay. Everything's going to be okay. I'm totally free. We could do whatever we want to do together and apart, and I feel good about myself. I feel good about my life. I feel good about my family and my connections to it. And I'm feeling really good about my health and very appreciative. And I feel full of love and joy. And so now it's a matter of sustaining this. And in the past, when I've been in amplified fields and on trips and experienced these elevated states of consciousness and these highs, invariably I come home and feel it slipping through my fingers and want to grab onto it and hold on to it and keep it and be so frustrated that it's slipping through my fingers and I'm losing it. Well, I'm not now. I'm not feeling as this state is as much of a novelty as it was, a few days ago. So I'm kind of like settling into the mundane aspects of life, but I have not crashed. I'm still in this elevated consciousness, groundedness, calmness, relaxedness of just being with whoever I'm with. And I feel much more myself, and I feel that my clients, I'm bringing this state with me into my relationships, into my work, and it's within me. So I might look the same as I was, a few weeks ago before I left, but inside it's a whole new model going on here. It's been rewired, reconfigured. I'm not the same. I don't know if I'm going to go back to how I was. I don't know. I think not. So this is it. This is life. This is part of the process. This is part of the show. This is as good as it gets right now. I'm being here with my experience. I'm able to share it. I want to have this. This is like a journal entry because, people are asking me, what's the story with the trip? How was the trip? Well, it was life-changing. It was a life-changing trip. And I think one of the things that made it life-changing was that I was doing with Randy what I want to do more than anything, which is to connect on a deep level with someone who is connected with me and connecting with me at that same time. So there was so much time spent with Randy that it was so intense, our connection, which is what I want, more, so much good, juicy connectedness there. And, the context and the trip, being in India and being away and contributed to it. The context supported this state of elevated consciousness. And I don't have the context supporting it right now. It's just me and my awareness. So I'm doing it. I'm doing okay. I'm maintaining very well, and I'm really appreciating a lot more about a lot of things, and a lot less worried about a lot of things. And that's kind of my trip so far. So the trip is going to continue. The after effects continue. Something happened. Something switched on the inside. And I thank the world. I thank you, my wife, my support system, my wife. I thank my family who loves me, and we have a memory. Me and the Tumsy have this memory of sharing this together. What may have been the most profound thing the moment where Randy was asking me, I don't know if he had his arm around me or I had my arm around him, and he was asking me, do you know how much I love you? Or do you feel how much I love you? And my initial response was, I know you do. But then all of a sudden it switched, and I was actually feeling it. And it was overwhelming to feel loved. It was overwhelming. It's something I take for granted and I pay lip service to. I say that, of course, I mean, we're close, we're our family, of course we love each other. But to actually feel it and receive it, that's something that I think was, I'm going to cherish the most of it, of a lot of moments there to be cherished. And I think that was kind of just the highlight moment of the moments, of all the moments, was actually feeling loved by Randy, and loving back, and the depth of that. It's just the conscious experience of loving and that closeness, the loving feeling. It's rare, it's elusive, I think it has to be synchronistic. Everything has to be in place in order, all the ducks have to be in order to have that experience. But that was really something. So it was in the moment. I'm much more into being in the moment now. The moment's really, we were talking about this also, the moment being eternal. What the hell is that? I was mad, like the moment being eternal, but and everlasting. And there's just something about that I'm tasting, that I'm making sense of, or that I'm registering. It's infinite on a certain level. How much presence you could be, or how much you can be in the moment, how much moment there is to be in. So, boy, oh boy, life-changing trip. That's what I have to say right now.